Say the flame to shout, make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise, fighting woke mobs in the cans with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate. Let's BS ain't gonna seal our fate. No nonsense here, just straight to the point. Truce to ammo in this battleground joint. Make America great again, stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
109.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, guys?
We didn't even recap that. Like, it's episode 109, right? Or 1010? 1010. What else matters?
1010.
Yeah.
It's episode 109. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is your boy Leo from
Restart.
To The Point podcast. This is Mike and Vince. Welcome again. Tuesday evening. We have a lot to talk about today. You know, it's just so let's just get right to it. Right, what we normally do is just get right to the point. That's who we are.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. And last Tuesday was not a State of the Union, but pretty much just like it.
Kind of.
It was Trump's speech to the joint session of Congress. It was his fifth time doing it.
Was it like the longest speech?
I don't know, but they said this was his best speech. I didn't make it through the whole thing.
So I saw the second half of it because I was leaving the podcast and missed the first half by the time I got home, but I went back and watched the whole thing the next day. Yeah, it was really Leo, it was pretty fucking good. That was a good speech. I gotta give him credit. I mean,
did you though, Vince? Did you went back and watch it?
Yeah, they threw me. I don't like the one.
You know me. I don't like Trump.
Was it a senator or congressman?
It was Representative Al Green.
Al Green.
Yeah, I don't think he was a senator.
Oh yeah, the guy that was yelling or screaming.
Yeah, he's a race baiter and one of those community instigators, as I like to call him.
I saw him hollering and yelling something.
You see the stupid signs are holding up. They'd flip it. One side would say lie, or the other side would say Elon steals.
Oh, what did they?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Trump even said in his speech when he was talking about Elon, he's like, "Come on, he doesn't need this. He doesn't need to steal your money."
But if you think about it, do you think they actually do this? Like, do they actually let these people in? Like, I wouldn't let them in if I knew they were going to be acting kind of like.
Well, they shouldn't be acting like that.
Right.
They're members of Congress.
Right. You have to let the Democratic Congress Party in. You know, that's half the seats.
All of them.
But I do agree. Like, as far as you got to act professional. Like, if you don't want to clap at stuff, all right, that's fine. But there was some booing. And I don't think the sign thing.
Well, before we get deep into that, Vince, there's a lot of unprofessional stuff going on in the news. There's hurricane season's 3 months out. We can talk about that. They're trying to hype up the hysteria between that. The attacks we saw on X today or yesterday and Rumble today, not to mention the attacks on Teslas. We got a little bit of footage of that. And, you guys already talked about the president's speech and what has happened since then. Compared to a week later, we can talk on that. And big news in the war over in Europe, actually just an hour or two before we went live, and which I don't have the details. I don't know if anybody does, but there's some good news on that. And our great governor of the free state of Florida,
Ron DeSantis,
who's not up for re-election himself, making a push to repeal the state's red flag laws and possible true constitutional carry, which meaning open carry would be legal in the state. So we'll see how that plays out in Florida politics. But before we do dig into all that, we definitely want to make sure you check out our network sponsor, Shop with America. We have an ad we can play for them, shopwithamerica.us. Check them out for some American-made, homegrown stuff, Right, Leo? You good over there?
I'm good. It's just Mike is.
Hey, man, we got to help pay the bills. So,
for sure.
They're helping us out. Definitely. Let's help them out.
Because everything that you purchase from there or anything like that, it's made here in America. Yep. It's not like it's made from who knows where. It's actually made here. Product is actually here from.
Right. Check them out and see which products they have. But here the makeup selection. If you have daughters, they have a natural makeup selection that's pretty good.
You'll find it.
Before we had a sponsor, every now and then the lights would flicker. We haven't had that problem since getting a sponsor.
Anyways, before we run the sponsor off, let's play their commercial.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they've forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice. We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
Check out shopwithamerica.us. Don't mind Leo. He's fumbling over here on the stool, but yeah, check out shopwithamerica.us. Also check out the rest of the network, the Patriots Prayer Network. It's a great little group. Not little. I mean, we're growing every day and adding some more names. News is given to us all the time, but we're not privy to give that kind of stuff. So make sure you stay tuned to the Patriot Prayer Network on X and on Rumble, and catch us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you listen to your podcast or watch your videos. You can catch To The Point podcast and other great shows like Cowboys and Indians and Two Guys in One Coop and Raising Cane, Patriot Confederation, and the Patriot Prayer podcast. So
a few new ones to come, it sounds like. So
happy face, man. Yeah. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Good night.
Hey.
How you doing tonight? Yeah, I don't know what was going on over there. But anyways, so we started digging into the president's speech last week. It's kind of old news by now, but I mean,
nothing's old news, Mike. If you think
well,
about it,
there's so much new news.
Because listen, it can happen now, but the more you wait, the more stuff comes out. Every day there's new stuff added
bits
on,
and pieces.
added on to everything that has been coming out. So it is old.
You're right.
It's old of when it happened, but it's new to the stuff that's coming to it behind it.
So here's the newest thing I heard about is involving Trump. Did you hear that? I guess today one of his golf courses, I think in another country, they graffitied the golf course, and from above it says Gaza's not for sale or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was in Scotland or something like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I guess it's one of his golf courses. I don't know.
Who's Trump's?
Yeah.
So
that's
you
the
like
latest.
that coffee mug.
That's
Check
like
out
the
our
newest
website.
news I got. I heard that right on Wes was walking out the door.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that was a couple days ago, but I mean,
well, damn, I guess I'm behind.
Before we get into the vandalism part of what's happened in the last week, but comparing his speech with what he said, he's been talking about the Department of Education.
Right.
We can dig into that. We can dig into the 51 spies that signed off on the Russian fake news that have had their security clearances revoked by Tulsi Gabbard.
All right. What else you got?
So there's all these 51 spies that signed off and said the Hunter Biden laptop was just Russian disinformation.
Right.
They're blaming Russia, saying this is just fake news. This is something planted by Putin to help Trump win. He's in cahoots with Trump.
Right.
Trump's a commie, You know what they were saying.
Yeah.
Right.
And it turns out, obviously, it was all made up. So why do they still have security clearances? Why are they still privy to confidential information?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence, revoked those clearances.
Yeah,
and
that's what I would do.
Do you think that would be just given especially once you're
Common
booted from the
sense, really.
agency?
Why not? I mean, come on. It's just common sense. Just go ahead. Hey, we end our ties. This is it.
Just like I think it's common sense that when you lose a presidency, you don't get to stay in office for another 2 months. It's like me firing you at work and letting you stay at work for the next week. So you could steal as much shit on your way out.
Right. See, I've never understood that either. Like, why do they?
I think that's something.
The next day you're out. Like, that's it.
I do think a lot of them definitely need to be thrown in jail, including the FBI director that came out of the Southern District of New York. But his speech, he talked about this kind of stuff, and it's not retribution. It's just like common business. When you fire somebody, you don't let them have access to your
No,
proprietary
absolutely
content
not, no.
or
Right.
whatnot.
Or
You do
allow,
that when you run a company, when you run a
Right.
country. Obviously, these are spies.
or allow
Why
him,
keep them around?
or allow the president to pardon people after you've been fired.
Right.
So
Right.
these are people that you should have pardoned ahead of time so that the people could have known about it and reacted to it while you were president, but you didn't have the balls to do it.
I think that's a
while-
good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be allowed to pardon people after you've lost the election.
Right. That's a good point. You know, if you think about it, I mean,
No, I agree.
when the shoe fits, I mean, I guess the presidents use it at their discretion
And
and
that
at their
goes for-
will, but
And that goes for Trump too. If
I don't think we've
when
ever
he's
seen what
not
Biden
going to be
did.
president anymore, he shouldn't be able to do it either. It should go for everybody.
there is, hold on, let's, this was probably the best moment of his speech.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation
needed
to
was a new
secure the
president.
border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Oh. Did you hear about too all the money that's going to people for Social Security that are like over the age of 150? There's
I
like
saw that.
millions over 150 years old.
Yes.
And there's one person that's supposedly the oldest person in the world that's over 350 years old.
Yeah, but here's the sad, here's the actual,
It's collecting Social
but here's the reality behind all that. They're not real.
right.
Where's the money going?
Right.
Where's
It's-
the actual money
it's
going?
being stolen.
Or is this some kind of like a code 2 write-off that for an illegal to collect benefits, you know, and it just, who knows,
But
it's
then
maybe
again-
something glitchable that doesn't show up, and it's you know,
But talk about money laundering, because they're all the
Right.
same thing. It's all the same
It's money
government.
laundering,
It's
yeah.
all
the money's
same thing.
going
It's just-
somewhere.
it's going into it's not. I'll tell you where it's going. It's going into these people's pockets. It's where it's going. You know, they're just saying, "Oh, okay." Say me and you say, "Hey, to the point podcast."
Is that
Yeah.
Johnny Depp? Well, is that I think I figured out the true identity of Truthful Troll.
No way.
Sorry. Yep. Anyway, sorry, Leo. Yeah,
But
like you don't let
went-
somebody stay in your house,
No,
you know, that you don't trust. So
no, man.
Well,
I don't know.
like you
It's
said,
just-
the money's being stolen, whether it's
Somebody-
going
it's
in
going to
their
somebody's
pockets or they're using it to fund transgenderism in other fucking countries.
no,
you know,
it's going in somebody's pocket. I tell you that it's going in somebody's pocket.
bottom line, it's not going to what it's supposed to.
It's
go
not
to.
going where it's supposed to, and that's why these people are upset, because it's their pockets. It's not going to get filled up anymore. So those are the people that are hooling and hollering, or the people that whose pockets are going to be emptied out. That's why they're all upset.
A lot
That's
of
what
them,
it
yeah.
is.
You're not wrong. A lot
That's
of them,
what
it's
it is.
costing
Don't
them
be
money
mad.
because they
Don't
can't
be mad.
steal
Don't
the
be
money
hurt.
that they've been stealing.
Right. So now that it's going to be taken away, now they got something.
And that's
to say.
that's just one way they're stealing the money.
Come on.
One of
You know?
many.
I don't know, man. Like, I understand you help out. Okay, it's good. But there comes to a point where it's like, okay, man, like enough is enough.
It's
man.
organized crime, Leo.
I
Money
know, but
laundering.
that's
at
what
its
it
finest.
is. Money laundering. But then, yeah, they'll come at me. They'll come and arrest me if I do any kind of money laundering.
we'll never get a
Mhm.
transgender rainforest because
know.
of you Republicans.
I'm just trying to get
Cut it down.
I'm just trying to get some money. I'm just trying to show up to the show one of these days in my suit and tie. Hopefully, Trump can see me and throw some money my way. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but all of that, the sad reality is it's the fraud, because
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
nobody 150 years old collecting
No
Social
way,
Security.
come on.
But the money's going somewhere. Where is it going? Is it going, like, we already, the fraud from USAID,
Right.
not USAID, but USAID is already out in the open.
Yeah.
This is out in the open, and they want to come. Elon's going after your Social Security. Look, he's talking about Social Security.
He's not,
Yeah, he's exposing it, and nothing. Everything they're doing is open source. Like, he's
Right,
not
right.
hiding anything. So
If Social Security is still going to be around when I'm old enough to collect it, we need Elon to be doing what he's doing. I mean,
yeah,
I know I've been paying into it my whole life. I'll be really fucking mad if I don't get it when it's time.
yeah. But not
Tell
to
me
crisscross. I want to see who's cashing the checks too. I believe that's Jim tonight. Yeah. Somebody is moving money around, and I think we shouldn't know, but will we ever? I mean, we're still waiting on Epstein files, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys get anything new in the last week since that debacle with the
No.
clowns from Twitter up there?
Nope.
But hey, Joanne. And yeah, Joanne had a great interview tonight after our show. Make sure you go check out Binford Chronicles on X. She had Brian Mock on, J6 Survivor and Hero. So check him out. And but yeah, so
Hey, Joanne.
all of the pardons, all of the stuff Biden did, are they trustworthy? Do they all deserve the security clearance? We see all this fraud. Biden, Trump, not only did those 51, I believe, FBI agents get their clearances revoked and
Right.
all that, so did some of Biden's top staff. They don't get presidential briefings anymore, which I guess it was customary that former presidents still got presidential briefings. But
That
Biden,
sounds so weird, doesn't it?
right.
You know what's funny too, though?
So they're claiming
ahead.
Trump is being a dictator at this, but Biden just did it 4 years ago to
Right.
Trump.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say before I play the little clip of him?
Yeah, you know what I think was funny though? Like all of a sudden he just disappeared. He like fell off this earth. Nobody could
Who,
fight
Biden?
Biden. Like he
Yes.
was like
Oh, well,
So
he,
now it
he
makes
was
me-
doing that a little bit towards the end too. Like you
So
didn't see
now-
him much.
right. So now that just makes me think. This is just me thinking. I'm not a conspiracy theory person or anything. This is just me thinking. Now that just makes me think: is he a human?
No,
Or was he
There's
programmed?
more than
or
one,
was he
Leo.
or was he
there
programmed?
goes YouTube. I just saw it. No, there's more than one.
Or was he there you go. Or was he programming and it just kind of just
No, there's
So they had to
there's
take
more
him
than
back
one
and just-
Biden.
I mean, I don't know, man.
We can
Like,
do
it's
a whole
just-
show on that, but it'll have to be on
to me, it's
Rumble.
just like he just disappeared, and also all of a sudden here's Kamala, boom,
She's
and now
gone.
she's running,
And she's gone too.
and now she's running, and now she's doing this, and she's doing that,
Well-
and she's got her feelings hurt, so she didn't show up, and this and that, and it's like,
Big Mike is starting a
is going
podcast
on?
with her brother, by the way, Michelle Obama. But here's Biden 4 years ago.
bye.
Then something that you do have oversight of as president. Should former President Trump still receive intelligence briefings?
I think not,
Why not?
because of his erratic behavior unrelated to the insurrection.
I mean, you've called him an existential threat. You've called him dangerous. You've called him reckless.
I have, and I believe it.
What's your worst fear if he continues to get these intelligence briefings?
I'd rather not speculate out
He left
loud. I just think that there is no need for him to have that intelligence briefing. What value is giving him an intelligence briefing? What impact does he have at all, other than the fact
He even
he
in
might
the
slip
same
and
room?
say something?
Is he even in the same room? Do y'all see that?
He looks pretty good there, though.
Yeah, like it's look. After
Yeah.
today, who was it? Elena Baba exposed the fake Oval Office that Biden was using with a big teleprompter and all that.
That
Look,
shot right there, he does not.
he
look
don't.
like he's
He ain't
that-
even in
that
the
room.
same room.
No, he ain't in that room.
Yeah. Well, this was a couple years ago still, but obviously we know now that it was all fake. I mean, I didn't even have that in the notes, and I wanted to add it. Was almost all of his documents were signed with an auto pen machine. All of the
Really?
pardons that were signed in Washington when he was in, where was he? Paris or something like that. So technically there could be question as to, are any of these things even legal? I don't know. I don't know how it goes.
Well, I mean,
I would think those major critical documents need the president's actual signature.
to me, Mike, he shouldn't have still been president. First off, because he had Alzheimer's to the point where
Right.
he has no business.
But they
pardoning it.
convinced
But
a
who-
lot of people
he's-
otherwise.
Right, but he's not the one deciding who was getting pardoned.
Right. Well, we know
Obviously,
that.
he
yeah.
may have chose to pardon his son,
Right.
but other than that, he's getting handed a list of names. Here's who you're pardoning.
Yeah. So
He's got no choice, man. That's how these people manipulate you, man. The people that were supposedly his right hand people, those are the manipulators, man. You know, don't let them feelings, Mike. Them feelings. I'm always talking about them feelings.
Yeah.
We should go back to 2020, man. Everybody was okay back in 2020, but then all of a sudden they put this mask all over us, and it was game over. All of a sudden, everybody's feelings started getting hurt. Everybody, we couldn't call him or her. We could have it was an it. It was just all of a sudden all this stuff started coming out, and it's like, what is going on?
And
Like,
then all of a sudden, after Biden took over, I went from getting a $2,000 tax return to paying money every fucking
like
year, man.
it's like, what's going on? I was looking at my yearbook the other day because I was trying to figure out, because I saw somebody that I knew somewhere, and I was like, what is this kid? Because he's a kid to me, but what does he have gray hair? Anyways, my bad. Anyways, and I went back and I was looking at like all the pictures and stuff like that. And then I went all the way to the back of the book, of the yearbook, and it said things that happened that year. Now I'm talking back in 2006. And there was like so many things that had happened that year that were like, people were talking about this, we're talking about that, but there was nothing about people getting hurt, their feelings getting hurt. Nobody's
You rub dirt
over
on
this
it.
and
Go
over
on.
that. And there was
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like life was just so simple. And then all of a sudden they put this mask over you and they wanted to shut you up. That's what it was. They wanted to keep you quiet because they knew something and people knew, and they're like, let's just quiet these people. Let's put a muzzle on them. And they made people smell their own stinky ass breath, and it fucked with your brain. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
infections and stuff like that. You're right.
I'm just going
You're
off,
right.
but I'm just saying, like, this is what goes through my head. Like, it's like this is exactly what's happening. Like, people smell their own stuff infected.
Well, it happened a lot.
And then we trust these people to also oversee what goes in the water and the food that we consume every day, and the medicine that we take.
And it was not just that, but it was just so stupid. The things that they're like, it's just like the people were just using mask, and it wasn't even a mask. People were I'm including myself, because it's like just so stupid. I look at myself now and I'm like just stupid. Like, it's just like we were using anything that we could like put all over our face just to make it be okay. Like,
well, I mean,
like I could have
It
literally gone like this, look. And it would have been like, okay, like, oh, I have a mask on, you know, like it's covered, my beard's covering my nose.
I think I remember you doing that one day, Leo.
You know, I have my
I'm
glasses
pretty
on.
sure you did do that one day.
I think
Leo.
I had my beard. a little bit
Anything
bigger
could have
than-
been used as a mask.
And
That's
it
how
was just
things-
so,
we had
and it was
so
just so stupid because it's like
working in retail, you would see
mess up brain.
so many people.
It did it to
coming in.
me. I did. All of a sudden, I ended up with beard acne. Never heard of it in my life.
Me either.
Yep.
Yeah, and we had a guy come in where we work wearing a pair of girls' panties as a, he's trying to make a statement, and
Work. Yeah.
yeah, just walking around the store wearing underwear on his face.
Yeah.
Times have changed, though. It is what it is, and now we're here with presidents that are robots. What is going on?
Who knows?
Elon Musk finding money left and right, here and there. People bashing his cars and this and that.
During
it's like, what is going on?
During the
All this
speech,
hate.
Trump talked about planting the American flag on Mars, and I thought he was going to hand that one off to Eli, be like, Eli, I'm putting you in charge of that, or Elon. I always want to call him Eli, but yeah. So
because he's so rich,
Trump, he wants to plant the flag on Mars during his presidency. So
that's not going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I said we need to go.
I
back
still
to the
say
moon.
it's never been on the moon.
I mean, unless it's already on the way, it's not going to happen.
I said we need to go to the
Well,
moon.
I think Elon has been working on it, but
I don't know. I'm not an Elon worshiper, but I do envy the guy. Obviously, I mean, the guy. I forget. I saw some statistics about. Maybe it was on Two Guys in One Coop that he could have earned, like, I don't know, since Jesus was born, he could have earned like $200 a day, and would still couldn't match how much money Elon.
Could you
had, or some
imagine?
shit like that? I don't know.
How cool would that be just to have that kind of like?
I don't know. It would be a burden, I think.
And I'd have an Amazon.
But
I have an
never
Amazon.
worry about money.
But how great would it be if you could just like keep continually giving it away,
right? And you could do good things with it, yeah.
Replenishing it at the same time,
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. But I mean, in their heads, in the complex thinking, that's what they're doing with, I mean, think about it though. If you feel the anxiety of humanity coming to an end here, and you have the means
To do something
make
about it.
humans transplanetary, whatever he calls them, whatever you can do to advance that, because eventually, I mean, the number here is going to be up.
Like I would like to ask
History repeats itself.
like I would like to ask Elon right now, like say, hey Elon, is this where you thought you would be at in 10 years? Like if I were to ask you this 10 years ago, do you think you would have said, I'm going to be right next to the president doing this?
I'm sure he probably would say no.
I want to know, like, what was he thinking like 10 years ago, saying this is what I see myself doing. You know how people ask you and people tell you, what do you see yourself
like
doing
the
in 10
yearbook,
years?
like I'm going to be president,
right, like
stuff like that.
Like,
because even
he
like
had
when
big
Trump
aspirations.
first became president, Elon was not always Trump's biggest supporter in the beginning. Took him a little while before he kind of like
he never had any intentions on being political,
right, and he
that's why
he saw his party. He saw his party go from one thing to
he really
something,
wasn't a part of any party.
No,
he just was all about business.
He saw one party robbing the American people, and doing things they shouldn't be doing, and I think that's why he got involved in it, just like Trump.
Joanne wants to know what Elon's brain looks like.
Yeah,
for sure.
Under an MRI. Yeah.
It's probably so small, so tiny.
Yeah, I mean, they say, I don't know the percentage, but I'm sure he uses more of his brain than the average person. They
That's
say we don't use, but I don't know if it's even a quarter of our brain.
I mean, I would get lazy. I think after the first billion, I'm not using much of my brain anymore.
Seriously?
I'm not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I just want to know how much sleep he sleeps in one night. That's how much I want to sleep.
I would picture him being the kind of person his brain wouldn't want to shut off because
he
always
has
thinking about stuff.
Because he has a nanny for every kid. So what do you got to worry about waking
How
up
many
in the
kids
night?
he's got? Like 8,
12. That's like a whole school bus full.
Truthful Troll's starting to fall off the wagon a little bit. He's slipping off the wagon, so he's rage tweeting some stuff he's not agreeing with. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he says and does that I don't agree with, but another big subject is the Department of Education.
Yeah, that one's a big one.
And that we can go into a little bit. I don't really know much about it, but Linda McMahon. Do you know who Linda McMahon is? She was actually, she was, I think she divorced Vince McMahon, who was the heir apparent and CEO or whatever he was, a WWF, WWE, major promoter. They were billionaires in their own right. She was a fantastic businesswoman, ran the company. She was served in the first Trump administration as a small business administrator. Well, this time Trump brought her back as Secretary of Education, and I'll let her tell you more about her directive given by the president.
It made it very clear that he thought that the Department of Education, should totally go away, and he said that my successful job will be to put myself out of a job. So, when I'm working to fulfill that mandate that he gave to me, and that's the directive. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that the programs, everything that is put in place, continues to operate in a more efficient way.
Yeah. So, I mean, today there was word that all Department of Education employees were told don't come back to the office, or when you leave the office today, don't come back until Friday. For security reasons. They need to vacate the building at the end of the day and whatever for the rest of the week. Then there's another report that 4,400 DOE employees will be getting pink slips, which is all good news. Because, I mean, do you know what the Federal Department of Education does?
No.
I mean, what do you think they should do?
I mean, you would think they would be in charge of like directing funding and stuff like that and approving maybe projects. But yeah, I mean, it's a very vague, like, who knows what they do. I mean, that's what I would think they'd be doing over a lot of the funding and directing the income to what projects need to be done and stuff. I mean, I don't know, Mike.
It's a racket.
Well,
it's racket. It's organized crime. They're bribing local school districts.
That's what it is.
They bribe local school districts with federal funding.
Yeah.
All these federal programs that funnel money this way or that way, it's all of, yeah, we'll give your school district this much money, but you're going to have to, you're going to have to follow these certain programs or this criteria like DEI and wokeness and stuff like that, or a certain curriculum. Send it to the states in steps to transition smoothly. I agree. Well, there's not very much it's needed for, but there are some programs that it's useful that can be transitioned, if not to the states, but to like the part that, Health and Human Services or whatever. And whatever. We want, the whole idea of conservatism is to shrink the federal government. I saw some news today or yesterday about the continuing resolution. If you have information about that, can drop it in the comments. I don't know much about it. I just know Trump was starting to attack one of the independent congressmen, Thomas Macy, who is a champion for libertarian.
What was he going off?
He voted against it. I'm not sure. I mean, you cross Trump.
Yeah.
Today you're his best friend. Tomorrow, yeah, but that's what you gotta love about him.
That's crazy. It's just.
I'm gonna play a Warrior Shield ad when we come back. I've got a little clip of some liberal idiot. You're not gonna want to miss that. It's kind of like foot and mouth type stuff. But in September, Warrior Weekend is coming up. It's a event Warrior Shield Foundation puts on. It's a 3-day event. I believe there's a concert with some big names, some patriotic guys. I'm horrible with names. I don't have it in front of me, but like Bo Bice from American Idol. I'm going to screw up their names, but Ryan Reeves or Brian Reeves. I forget. Jim, if you're still in the comment section, let us know. But I'll actually play the video, which is much better. We'll be back after this break. It's a couple minutes long, but it's really good. I want you to check it out and make sure you get your tickets now, especially if you're in the Orlando area.
The Warrior Shield Foundation proudly presents Warrior Weekend, a 3-day event from September 5th through September 7th at the Rosen Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida, which honors and supports the Corporal Chad Eric Oleg Schlager Foundation for PTSD, raising awareness and resources for its vital mission to help our most valuable heroes, our veterans. This powerful weekend will feature live performances by country music recording artist Ryan Weaver.
It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone.
American Idol runner-up Bo Bice.
Tired of looking down roads, wondering what I gotta do, who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than free.
Christian contemporary and country artist Natasha Owens.
God and country strong, give me a cowboy who knows left from right from wrong.
Florida native and national recording artist Sean Holcomb.
You just watch your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. There's goodness in the mouth if you need.
In addition to all of the musical artists performing at the event, meet John Tig Tigan and Dave Boone Benton. 2 true American heroes who stood their ground and defeated armed terrorists on September 11th, 2012 in Benghazi, Libya. Not only can you meet Tig and Boone, but you can spend the day at the range, shooting and learning from the best of the best. Another hero that you will not want to miss is Colonel Gregory Gadsden, an American actor and motivational speaker, and a retired colonel and former commander in the United States Army. Colonel Gadsden is also a bilateral above-the-knee amputee who served in the Army for 25 years of active duty as a field artillery officer. Nowhere else will you be able to meet this all-star lineup while supporting our veterans and first responders. This is an event of a lifetime, and one you do not want to miss. Get your tickets now, online, at warriorshield.org, and support those who fought and sacrificed so much for all of us.
Yeah, it looks like a great concert.
And it's gonna be lit, huh?
Yeah.
September 5th through the 7th.
Yep. Dale and Jim, 2 guys in 1 coop, will be there to do a podcast. I'm planning on being there on that Friday, to do a podcast with them, or maybe some Indian River Connections guys, maybe you guys, whoever comes up. And because I want to attend the concert, so we'll probably do one earlier that Friday evening. So if you watch us on the board report or follow the board report,
so you want to go there,
it's probably going to be an off week for us on the board report
for sure.
But yeah, well, then we'll probably do another podcast on Saturday. So if you're in Orlando or in the vicinity of Central or South Florida, North Florida, I mean, I think it's like $60 for the concert. I could be wrong.
It's not bad.
Check it out on the website, warriorshield.org, and you can get more information. But you can also come on out and hang out, go to the concert, whatnot, you know. So on Sunday, they do a gator hunt, like there's a raffle or a lottery for a gator hunt. But what Warrior Shield does is they focus a lot of their charity towards another charity that helps veterans and, you know, first responders and stuff like that. So,
right.
And there's a certain criteria, and they help uplift this other, you know, nonprofits or stuff like that, help them get them, you know, going. Gator hunt. Yeah. Ryan Weaver, Bo Bice, and Natasha Owens. Yeah. Anyways, where were we going? We were
talking about something with
crazy liberals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is that noise?
I don't
is
know.
it just me?
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
Anyways. You were going to show a video of some crazy liberals.
Crazy liberals. Here, talking about like Department of Education and stuff like that. Here is one crazy nut job.
For those that have voted for this administration. Good morning. It's Monday. I have a question for those that have voted for this administration. Did you vote for the Department of Education be taken out?
Let me stop right there. Yes, we did.
Unnecessary.
Dismantle. Did you vote for that? I'm just curious. I'm sure you wanted them to change things, but dismantling a department that helps your children.
No, they don't help your children. They make things harder for your state and local education districts to actually teach your child. I voted for this.
They cause the woke curriculum to be in schools.
Right.
And helps a lot of people. Putting it with the states is not the answer, especially if the states don't have income taxes and if they're going to start taking those away too. Like,
have you seen Florida? Like, it's probably one of the better in the union. And
I want my state making those decisions because I'm going to we put the official of our state in charge that represents what we want.
And in Florida, we have a pretty proactive education commissioner, from what I can tell. I don't know him personally, but Manny Alvarez, I think is his name. Could be wrong.
Our children will hurt for this.
Our children, rewind back to the masks, rewind back to the mandates and the bribe money and the federal grant fundings and stuff like that. That's what hurt our children.
And mandating pushing the vaccines, which has been proven to cause damage to the children.
Right.
They want to take away abortion. They
That's not.
If you have a baby, you got to take care of it. They don't help you there.
Did you hear that?
What the fuck?
Am I the only one that heard that?
If you have a baby, they're not going to help you take care of
it. If you have a baby, you got to take care of it.
It's your baby. Why should anybody help you take care of it?
Let's see. Hopefully we get that.
They want to take away abortion. if you have a baby, you got to take care of it. They don't help you there.
Excuse me.
Maybe she killed them.
Correct me. I mean, did I miss something? Don't you raise children when you have children?
Damn it! I had
that
3
part
of
of
them. You mean I had an option before? No,
You could have. You checked the wrong box, Mike. You didn't opt out
Right.
on the birth certificate.
Crazy. Yeah, let me let her go on.
Then you take away education support. I'm curious. What's your mastermind thought plan? And I wonder, if it's good as his, then, whatever. Have a great day.
My mastermind plan is we need to get people like you go to another country, go away.
Our mastermind plan was give it back to the states. Let the states do what's best for their kids. Yeah. Let them compete against other states for better scores. Let them, let them do what's best for the kids.
This way, if you're not happy with the schools that you have in the area you live in, then start participating in local voting.
Welfare helps and says you can't have the father in the home. Yeah, a lot of that's horrible. I remember you talking about that, Joanne, on one of your episodes. Some of the criteria for these women to get federals, it's cheaper, it's more lucrative for them to not have a father on the address. We know some people who are in that same kind of predicament or were, and times change for them. But
some people, when they get a divorce, I've known people that have gotten divorces just to save money on tax returns and other areas. They get their Social Security benefits might improved a little bit if they're not married because they don't have combined income.
Maybe I need to get a divorce.
Easy, don't say that line. Well, you're not going to make more money.
Yeah, but these people.
She's gonna.
Okay,
right.
I know, but they're just, okay. No. But this is how I'm looking at it because they're probably doing a fraud because they're still together. And they're still making that same money. So it's like the money laundry is just turning around. It's like me having a kid and my wife or whoever putting me a child support, but still living with that same wife.
And not just that, your wife could claim both your kids on tax return.
Right. So it's still
as a single mother, she'll get a bigger tax return than being married to you.
And me still being with her. You see where I'm going? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's where they need to be catching these people. Just saying.
I agree.
Elon, you need some help, bro? I got you. I'll take care of Indian River.
Go get your suit, Leo. Go get your suit.
Right? Hey, Elon, I'll take care of Indian River County for you. I'll do Doge right here in Indian River County. How about that, bro? Huh? I got your back.
Yeah, it's legal to file separately when you are married. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, you can always file separate and then,
She ain't going to let me do that.
I wouldn't wear that.
She's not going to let me do that. All right.
We do. We're not officially married, but we file separately when we can also.
I didn't marry a Latina. She probably let me do it, but sad.
What's funny is though, if I claim the kids, I'll bring home less
than she will. Yeah.
Right,
than she does when she claims the kids.
Right.
I mean, same criteria. Same criteria.
Saying,
the only thing different is I'm a guy, and I don't know how the IRS works that out, but pretty much the same income too. So it's whatever. Let her keep claiming kids. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. There's 3 of them. I can't afford to go anywhere. Sexist. You're right. It's and it's what do they call it? Systemic sexism. Or systematic sexism, something shit like that. Anyway, so Linda McMahon, we talked about her. Little liberal idiots are going insane. I don't know what this one was. Let's see what.
Did you buy? Yeah. Which one did you buy? The one I like is that one.
And how does this work?
And I want that same color.
Are you going to put down a credit card? Elon, would you take a personal check from the president?
I do it the old I give checks. Sure. I like checks. Realistically.
I think his credit's good.
I'll take a check.
I like a check.
Need a sponsor.
This modern system of all of a sudden there's money in your account, nobody knows. I like signing a check, but we're gonna, and I don't want a discount. He would give me a discount. But if I do a discount, they're going to say, "Oh, you got benefits." I don't want any discount.
Elo.
Not a vanity plate.
Leo wants a Cybertruck with
Yeah.
a to-the-point wrap on it.
All right.
That one got you messing with.
Those guys are tall. That truck right there is tall. Like I've stood next between one of those trucks. Do you see how tall them guys are?
Well, Trump's very tall. Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
like-
when the last time he drove his own car.
Who?
Trump.
Never.
You know he drives his own golf cart or no?
No.
No, he doesn't even drive a golf cart.
No, Mike.
Never.
Mike.
I don't know about never, but a video I recall seeing he wasn't driving.
I don't ever think I've seen him drive.
If I am the president of the United States of America, the baddest country in this world, you think
I mean,
I'm gonna drive a golf cart?
well,
You
I would
got
like
me
to get behind the wheel every now and then. 1978 was the last time he drove.
Nope.
Is that what?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I would just, hey, sit back, chill. Now even more because now I'll be like, hey, I'm back. You know, now even with more pride, I'd sit in the passenger seat. Come on, let's go.
It was probably before 78, maybe more like 68.
I wonder if he even could pass a driving test. Probably couldn't.
I don't
He'd
know.
probably
They say he's got, well, they're supposed to be doing a physical. There's like, oh, where's this physical? Somebody said, oh, we saw him using the shorter stairs
Okay.
and going into the back of Air Force One, not the bigger one. So, oh, he's got problems with his hips or his knees or something like that. Well, maybe
He
because
didn't
he's
fall-
fucking 80.
He didn't fall down the stairs, and not too long ago, I saw him doing his famous dance.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
he is an old guy. Let's
Right.
not discount that. We're not saying he's not old, but he's way more competent than some people 20 years younger than him. Yeah, it's up there.
I mean,
yeah.
and see, I know Leo, you're a big fan of there should be an age limit, and Biden made me want to
80.
agree with that, but Trump makes me say no. You know, it's like, because I mean, he's all there. There ain't no doubt. I mean, there's a big difference on what's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
between those
Now,
two.
my grandmother lived to be a month shy of 95, I believe it was.
Mhm.
And up until about probably 93, I'll be generous, maybe 91, she probably could have ran the country in the right way. A commander-in-chief probably could have. A stern woman, completely with it. The last few years, old age and dementia just like took a toll on her. But you can see that, like, the difference in people, though. Joe Biden's 80 and Trump's 80 are two different 80s, you know?
So just for shits and giggles, I Googled Trump driving, and I'm looking at pictures.
Never.
I've seen him in the driver's seat, but they look like AI images. I don't think they're real. Oh, there he is. I think that one might be real. The golf cart.
Oh, yeah. I'm
I've seen
sure
that
he's
one.
driven his own golf cart.
Yeah, he's done that before, but I can't find much else. Just
Term limits take care of age limit. I agree. I don't think there should be an age limit, but I definitely think there should be term limits in every office. Now, maybe there could be stipulations or grace period, long time, and you can return back to politics. Maybe in different positions, but not
And
so much president.
to-
I'm not down with that.
to me, the only way I would be okay with somebody getting more than a certain term limit is if the people continuously vote them in, and but even then, I don't think we should lift it. I really don't.
What term limits?
Yeah, I think
On the president?
I think everybody should have term limits. I think the only way I would say maybe not is if it's an electoral, like people become congressmen and stay in the positions forever. I mean,
Right. I think there should be term limits there.
I think there should be
now,
term limits.
Call
there too.
me. You can say I'm partisan because it's Trump, but I think you should be able to serve 2 consecutive terms together in your term limit. So I mean, I would be in favor for Trump if he was younger, going for another term consecutively.
Right.
Seeing how his first term was separated. Maybe 4 years isn't enough. Maybe it's only because it's Trump.
I think for me, I think it's only because of Trump, but yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of letting up on that because even
could happen the other way.
Even positions where they get reelected, you see all these different fraudulent ways that some of these positions get reelected. Some of them just get reelected because of their name. just name recognition, like local politics. You'll have certain
Yeah.
people that'll sit in the same spot forever. Like,
but think about a
Yeah, they need to
one-term.
go.
But think about a one-term president or governor, because some governors only can serve 2 terms. Think about a one-term governor who did decent but lost his re-election bid, and it turns out the guy who replaced him sucked.
right.
Maybe literally. We almost had that problem here in Florida.
Then do you let him have 2 more terms?
And then let's say he wins after that election, and he knocks it out of the park. Maybe you want him for a third, or maybe you want to give him time consecutively. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot they can do in that short amount of time, but it's so easily undone the
Right.
day they leave office. It's horrible. And that's why it's so important you vote for your congressmen, your senators, your representatives, all the way from local all the way up, because when the president makes an executive order and signs that stuff, it's up to them to put it into a law, put it into a bill, make it get it to the president's desk, so that executive order is not needed. It's actually a law now, and that way it can't just go away, when the next executive comes into office, because that stuff literally goes away. I'm not sure what Joanne was talking about. They do that now, Vince, and idiots keep getting in.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why, like, Trump makes me want to say no. But that's the problem. You keep letting people get back in, they get reelected. So that's why I'm in favor of term limits for everything.
No, I'm not sleeping. No, I'm
We're gonna
not
do
sleeping.
some ass mirror on the. No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely in favor of term limits.
No,
Even
yeah,
local
no.
politics, no matter what level.
No, but I agree with Vince too, though. Like, it's just at some point, it's like, okay, like you've been here for too long. Like if your chair already has an indentation of you sitting there, it's time for you to go. Sorry,
School board.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it's scary though. I mean, it's scary though.
Even
because
your
some
local
people-
tax collector.
where some districts are
should
holding
term limit.
by a thread. Yeah, I believe so too. Definitely.
I'm not
because-
saying they should all have the same term limit. Some of them maybe should be allowed a little bit longer, but I mean, I'm not that far in depth with like knowing what position should have what length, but I mean, for most of them, I would agree with like the presidency, 2 terms.
Yeah. Yeah. What else did we have? Oh, the cyber attack on X. I had a
Yeah, what's
video,
up with that?
and then but shortly before we went live, we heard that the X was crashing, that there was another attack on not X, Rumble, but here was Elon on some Fox News interview.
A cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Yes.
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Yeah. So that means a computer somewhere in the Ukraine area, maybe, because with these VPNs and stuff like that, you can set your location to, throw things off. But I mean, we're talking about some brainiacs here. He literally, what's that?
I can already hear the Democrats. Oh, they're making this up.
Right.
They want us to not
Right.
like Ukraine. They're just trying to support Putin.
Right. It's
is all-
Ukrainian disinformation or some shit like
Right.
that, and or Russian disinformation, whatever. But I mean, Elon actually posted on X that they're tracing all these IP addresses. As we speak,
Elon's
so.
a tough name.
Yeah, so I mean, today before we went live, also there was a headline flashed across that Ukraine agreed to these terms of a ceasefire deal, a 30-day or something like that, temporary ceasefire deal with Russia. Now we just need Russia to agree to it, and everybody's saying, wake him up. Everybody's saying,
awake.
okay, that Russia will agree. So it's we might see a ceasefire in Ukraine. Do you think that's something that's going to stick?
I think if they come to agreement to that, I mean, I think it's a pretty good chance it'll lead to the war ending, but I don't know if they're going to agree to it. I still think the Democrats are funding Ukraine not to. I still think there's other the other side's still trying to fight it with Ukraine. That's just my personal opinion. I still think they're
Well, there are definitely world powers that don't want the war to end.
Correct, and that's
because
what
they're
I'm saying.
draining
And-
Russia dry.
Right, and
Yeah.
they don't want it to end because they're draining Russia dry. They're still trying to steal money wherever they can.
Yeah, and it's a war machine. So not only are they draining Russia dry, who's their enemy, but they're also going to be involved in the reconstruction and all of the destruction they helped provoke or maintain. It's a whole circle. It's another racket of how they play the game of Risk, and what they can capitalize off it. I think it's pretty shitty. I mean,
It's all
they're
phony
playing
and
World
it's all-
War over there.
Right.
What you say? It's phony.
It's all phony.
Well, it is, but unfortunately, they're using
Yeah.
people as pawns,
For
like it's
sure.
a game. Like
Like it's a game.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
freaking
It's just-
horrible.
and they'll just sit back.
Just
while they-
imagine
and they
some
just sit back while all this stuff is going on. It's
just imagine some of the people that are making these decisions, provoking this stuff,
Right,
doing
that's
this
what I'm
so that they can get richer.
Yep.
Knowing millions of people have died because of
Yeah,
it.
it was all part of the plan. I
Because
think
you just want more greed and power.
I think we played part of that video last week. It was all
did.
part of the plan, from back. I think Clinton signed something that solidified our participation. Like, it just doesn't matter. It's one of those plans that was going to go on, and presidents would come and go, and this was still going to be the plan. And now that Trump's there, a lot of things that were part of the plan just aren't part of the plan anymore. So, it almost makes you scared while they regroup. If they don't hunt these savages out and root them out, or they die off,
Yeah.
what's going to happen in 4 years or 8 years or 12 years after Vance? How do you think of Vance? I mean, there's a lot of memes going around. It's a lot. It's fun.
I like him.
Yeah.
There's going to be those bad memes, and there's going to be those nasty memes. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was none of this BS stuff before 2020.
I am very curious though to if you
like,
could
it's
fast
just-
forward it 4 years right now, and just see where Vance is at and whether or not he's really got a shot at replacing and succeeding Trump. I mean, only time's going to tell. We can't. Right now, I still think
That's a big foot right there.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a good 4 years, because
It's a
the other
big
thing he's
foot.
going to battle is his age. Like, a lot of people don't like voting for somebody that young, but then we do have a
he's
lot
setting
of
them up
younger
for-
generations that are getting involved.
Yes, that's what I was
And
going
that's
with.
what we need. That young generation to continue
Okay,
to get
but you have,
involved.
you have to understand that old generation is leaving now. They're slowly dying and stuff like that. So that's all that's going to be left is people like me and you, same age.
I mean, when he goes to run, there's still going to be 60, 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds voting. That are some of them are going to have a hard time voting for a guy that young.
I don't know. I'd support DeSantis or Macy over Vance. I think time would tell. I kind of like Vance. I know DeSantis. I don't know if 4 years from now is his time. I know he's acting like he's running for a third term in Florida, when in fact, we know his wife is running against Byron Donalds, who is pretty popular in the MAGA movement. So I don't know how that's going to play out in Florida, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know. You think DeSantis is going to come out of the smoke here in a few years after a primary like that? I don't know. I'm 89. Yeah, maybe not this time. Yeah, I don't think so.
And
I don't know.
And who's going to have Trump's support? Like, who's he going to put his seal of approval on? Do you think he's going to choose DeSantis?
If it was today, it would be Vance. But
Because
with Trump, I don't know.
whoever he
even as
gives-
vice president tomorrow could be
Right.
different.
But yeah, I mean, whoever he puts that seal of approval on is obviously going to have the heads up. You
Yeah.
would think.
Anyways, we are running up out of time. Thank you for listening wherever you are. Hit the thumbs up, like, share, follow. Make sure you check us out on X at tothepoint.com, Patriot Prayer Network. Check us both out. Follow X, Rumble, Spotify, Apple. Look, he's sleeping again.
No, I'm not.
And all that. So make sure you follow
look
us.
like you are, Leo. Yeah, it looks like your eyes are closed.
If you're local to us, and even if not, check out anyriverconnections.com. We are producing a couple podcasts. We got some in the back coming out soon. And we're doing the board report weekly that covers local boards and districts and stuff like that. Taxing districts you didn't even know you were a subject of, and stuff like that. It's a local thing. It's boring stuff, but it's information people don't want to go sit through 6-hour meetings for. And this week we'll be talking about fluoride and where we're at in Indian River County and Vero Beach area about getting fluoride out of the drinking water. I saw an article from Newsmax today about despite mass opposition from dentists and doctors, there's push for removing fluoride from water. And it's like, where's this mass opposition? We now know where this fluoride,
it's not the
so-called fluoride, comes from. It's not even fluoride.
No, it's not.
Good night, gents. Yeah, good night, Truthful. Thanks for the comments. We appreciate you watching and commenting. So check out the board report if you're interested. If not, whatever, give us a like and a follow anyways. And that's it. Next week is 110. There's a possibility next week might be interfered, but we'll see when that comes about. Depends on if I'm in town or not, and if we can do it remotely, who knows. But I'll be on vacation. So you guys have a good night, and thanks for tuning in. You guys got anything else?
Hey guys, I just want to say, make sure you guys follow us. Follow, and give us a like and give us a share. That's all we ask. We don't ask for anything for anybody, anything like that. Like, if you guys want to sponsor us, we're good. Go for it. Stuff like that. Hit us up. But if you don't, just give us that like, that share. Thank you guys again. Hopefully we'll see you guys tuned in next week for episode 110.
Peace.
Welcome to the Patriots Prayer Network. Here, we don't just play to your feelings. We're rooted in honesty, and our foundation is based on Christian values, conservative beliefs, and a no-holds-barred approach. So, if your feelings clash with reality, it's not reality that needs adjusting. Are you ready to be part of a movement that challenges the official narratives, confronts the overwhelming tide of misinformation, and calls out wrongdoing wherever we find it? If so, you're in the right place. See, truth is our compass, and God is our only judge. Right and wrong mean more to us here at the Patriots Prayer Network than right and left do, and a complacent blind acceptance of the status quo will not be found here. We do not believe things are this bad in our country merely by accident. So, we investigate and dive deep into each episode and tackle pressing issues head on. Many podcasts claim they are unfiltered, but we mean it here. Go to thepatriotsprayernetwork.com.